In 1976 in New York, there was a researcher named Zechariah Sitchin. He wrote an absolutely mind-blowing book called The 12th Planet. This book completely overturned our understanding of ancient civilizations. After studying the cuneiform writing of Sumer and retranslating ancient clay tablets, the author uncovered an astonishing secret. The so-called gods of antiquity were actually a highly advanced extraterrestrial race called the Anunnaki. Legends from ancient civilizations around the world, from Sumer, Egypt, and the Maya to the stories of Native Americans, describe beings like teachers from the heavens who taught humans language, technology, and civilization. It's as if the very origins of human civilization bear the mark of extraterrestrial influence. Before the show starts, don't forget to subscribe to the channel.
Hey, did you know? In 1976, in New York, there was a researcher named Zechariah Sitchin, and he wrote a totally crazy book called The 12th Planet.
You actually know about it. Yes, the 12th planet is really famous. It completely changed how we imagine ancient civilizations. Sitchin deeply studied the cuneiform texts of Sumer, and after retranslating those ancient clay tablets, he uncovered an astonishing secret. The gods that ancient people spoke of were not gods at all. They were a highly advanced extraterrestrial race called the Anunnaki. According to his theory, the Anunnaki came from a distant 12th planet called Nibiru. They not only descended to Earth but also intervened in human genetics, creating the first civilized humans. This explains why the Sumerians suddenly had advanced knowledge of astronomy, mathematics, and architecture, far beyond what should have been possible for their time.
Wow, alien gods. So why did they come to Earth?
According to Zechariah Sitchin's interpretation in the 12th planet, the Anunnaki were a highly advanced extraterrestrial race from the 12th planet, Nibiru, and they arrived on Earth as early as 450,000 years ago. They weren't here for sightseeing or to preach. They had a very specific mission: mining gold. Why gold? Because Nibiru's atmosphere was facing severe damage, and the only way to repair it was to inject gold dust into the upper atmosphere to reflect solar radiation and stabilize the climate. That's why they came to Earth, because our planet had abundant gold resources.
Wait, so the aliens came here to mine gold?
Exactly. According to the 12th planet, the Anunnaki initially came to Earth and mined gold themselves. But after a while they found it too exhausting and inefficient. So they made a shocking decision. They used genetic engineering to create a kind of laborer who could do the work for them. They chose the primitive humans on Earth as a base and combined their own DNA with theirs, creating an entirely new species, humans. We are the product of this genetic experiment. This also explains why humans suddenly evolved from primitive beings to having language, tools, and social systems, as if our intelligence was switched on overnight.
Wait, so we humans are basically alien workers?
Yes. In the 12th planet, Sitchin explains that this extraterrestrial race from the distant planet Nibiru created a working species, us humans, through genetic engineering to mine Earth's gold. These genes combined primitive human DNA with Anunnaki DNA, giving humans labor capability and basic intelligence to serve them. Over time, however, humans not only learned to think and create but gradually became independent, eventually surpassing the original control and evolving on their own.
That sounds a lot like the Bible, Adam and Eve and all that.
The Sumerian cuneiform clay tablets already recorded the story of the first human pair, and these accounts are earlier and more detailed than the Bible. These ancient texts don't just describe how the gods, actually the Anunnaki, created humans, they even detail failed genetic experiments, half-human, half-animal hybrids, infertile beings, or creatures that couldn't even stand, like an ancient version of genetic engineering records. The descriptions are surprisingly similar to modern scientific research on genetics. The tablets depict not mythology, but a precise experimental plan, trials, errors, adjustments, and finally the successful creation of a working intelligent species, all systematically and meticulously recorded.
Oh my God, this sounds like pure sci-fi. So where were these tablets discovered?
The story begins in Nineveh. In 1842, British archaeologist Austen Henry Layard accidentally unearthed the ruins of an ancient library near modern-day Mosul, Iraq. This was the legendary library of King Ashurbanipal of Assyria, which contained over 30,000 cuneiform clay tablets, considered the earliest written records in human history. But the contents of these tablets weren't just about agriculture, taxes, or myths. They recorded astonishing details, including the origins of the universe, lists of deities, planetary movements, and accounts of the extraterrestrial Anunnaki visiting Earth. Many researchers even call them the world's earliest alien archives.
So those gods were actually 8-foot-tall giants who could fly and wore high-tech devices that looked like wristwatches.
Exactly. You're right. Clues like this already appear in ancient reliefs. Many Sumerian and Assyrian steles and carvings depict mysterious winged discs with human figures inside, seemingly descending from the sky. But that's not all. These reliefs often show planetary arrangements, astronomical symbols, and even accurate depictions of our solar system, knowledge that shouldn't have been possible thousands of years ago. Even more astonishing, the so-called gods are depicted wearing gear that resembles modern astronaut suits, helmets, complex clothing structures, and even breathing apparatuses. To the Sumerians at the time, this technology was incomprehensible. They could only call them gods from the heavens.
Wow, so they didn't just mine gold, they treated humans like experimental subjects, too.
Exactly. Many scholars have begun to rethink the true purpose of the Anunnaki coming to Earth. They believe the aliens weren't just here to extract gold. More importantly, they treated Earth as a genetic experiment lab. Myths and legends around the world share strikingly similar stories. The gods created humans, and the details are so alike that they seem to stem from a single ancient memory. These myths may not be purely religious beliefs, but rather oral records of genetic engineering passed across civilizations. The Anunnaki used genetic technology to merge their DNA with Earth's primitive life, creating a new kind of human suited for labor. This genetic modification wasn't a one-time experiment, it was an ongoing, iterative process that ultimately gave rise to modern humans.
Oh, right, I remember the Quran says language is a gift from God, and the Mayas Popol Vuh also says language was granted by the gods.
In ancient Egyptian civilization, the god Thoth, symbol of wisdom, was seen as the messenger of knowledge. He not only governed writing and language but was considered the deity who brought the spark of civilization. This story isn't unique to Egypt. Many ancient myths worldwide convey a similar message. Human intelligence, language, and agriculture didn't arise naturally. They were gifts from outsiders.
So, is it like the same group of alien teachers traveled around, teaching humans everywhere?
Exactly, that's the famous ancient astronaut theory. From the distant Sumerian civilization and the mysterious Egyptian pyramids, to the Mayan calendar, the Vedic texts of India, and even the legends of Native Americans, we find strikingly similar themes, stories of children of the stars or sky beings. In these legends, the gods, beings with extraordinary intelligence and power, are often described as coming from the sky, bringing advanced knowledge and technology, teaching humans language, architecture, agriculture, and astronomy. Makes you wonder, could our ancestors really have had contact with extraterrestrial civilizations?
Right. The Hopi people in the US have the Kachina, spiritual beings that come from the sky.
Beyond ancient texts and legends, astonishing evidence also appears in the art of ancient civilizations worldwide. For example, the murals of the Zuni people in the southwestern U.S. vividly depict helmeted star beings descending from the sky, figures that strikingly resemble modern depictions of astronauts, almost as if recording actual encounters between ancient humans and extraterrestrials. Even more astonishing are the Valcamonica rock carvings in Italy, depicting mysterious figures wearing complete spacesuits. These carvings date back thousands of years, long before humans had modern aerospace technology. Where did these images come from? And why do they appear on stone walls in such different parts of the world?
Wow, these images really look like aliens. But couldn't they just be mythical imagination?
That's possible, but have you noticed something very curious? Across completely different cultures, stories of beings from the sky or gods descending are highly consistent in both content and timing. Whether in Sumer, Egypt, the Maya, the Zuni, other Native Americans, or even European rock carvings and murals, these interstellar visitors appear in almost identical forms. This pattern, spanning regions, ethnicities, and even thousands of years, is hard to explain as mere coincidence. Why did so many civilizations around the same period have such similar stories of gods? Why do these stories consistently describe wisdom descending from the heavens? Could there be a shared history or truth behind them?
Hey, what about those blue stones? Are they also related to aliens?
Mysterious sky stones have been found on Lion Mountain. These stones are blue in a way unlike any mineral on Earth. Many researchers speculate that they could be heat-shielding materials from extraterrestrial spacecraft, which fell from the sky and were then revered as sacred heavenly stones. Their composition is completely different from Earth rocks, making them yet another possible sign of alien civilizations visiting Earth.
Wow, this is straight out of a sci-fi movie.
Even more astonishing, the Dogon tribe in Mali, Africa knew about Sirius B, a star invisible to the naked eye, thousands of years ago. According to their legend, the interstellar teachers came from this mysterious star, imparting knowledge and civilization to them. Such advanced astronomical knowledge has shocked modern scientists, as it's difficult to explain using traditional theories.
No way. That's thousands of years before Galileo.
Exactly. Some suspect that the Dogon tribe's knowledge of Sirius B is a miracle taught by aliens. This star, due to its distance and faintness, cannot be seen with the naked eye and was only formally discovered by modern astronomy in recent times. Yet the Dogon accurately described Sirius B's existence, its orbit, and its characteristics thousands of years ago, astonishing many scientists and researchers.
Wow, so does that mean that from language, religion, and architecture to technology, humanity's origins all bear traces of aliens?
The Sumerian myth Enuma Elish, the biblical story of Adam and Eve, and the Egyptian myth of Osiris, all seemingly from different cultures, might actually point to the same mysterious source, extraterrestrial intervention. These ancient legends consistently describe gods creating humans and granting knowledge and civilization, hinting at a secret history that spans the stars. Enuma Elish records how the gods shaped the heavens, the earth, and life itself. The Bible tells of God creating humans and granting free will, while the Egyptian Osiris myth focuses on the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. Not only are the contents astonishingly similar, but the details also suggest that human civilization may not have evolved purely naturally but was guided by higher intelligence.
But why would they do that?
Renowned scholar Zechariah Sitchin proposed a shocking theory. Humans were not originally self-evolved beings but slave labor created by an extraterrestrial civilization to extract Earth's precious resources. Over time, however, these slaves were gradually released and eventually evolved into the true rulers of Earth. Why this transformation? Sitchin believes it might have been a grand experiment. Extraterrestrials sought to cultivate, through genetic engineering, a working species with intelligence and adaptability, capable not only of labor but of learning and evolving independently. As human intelligence grew, they finally broke free from their original constraints and began charting their own path of civilization.
Oh my, could it be that even now, they're still watching us?
That's the biggest suspense. The alien civilizations that descended to Earth in ancient times may have never truly left. They are not mere phantoms of mythology, but perhaps have remained hidden in places we cannot see, silently observing humanity's development.
Wow, hearing all this gives me chills.
Exactly. Because when you piece all the clues together, a shocking possibility emerges. We may not be the original inhabitants of Earth, but descendants of interstellar immigrants. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like, share, and leave your thoughts. See you in the next episode.